United States looked lost and confused in Olympic opener as Sweden ended its unbeaten run. There was a moment early in the first half of the United States women's national team's opening match of its Olympic campaign when midfielder Rose Lavelle, dribbling into Sweden's half with the ball at her feet, looked around furiously and put her hands out, as if she was lost. That, in a nutshell, was how the U.S. began its 2020 Olympics, looking confused in a 3-0 loss to open Group G play. The defeat was notable, first, because the team rarely loses. Confused expressions abounded as players, including Lavelle, looked for an open American to pass the ball to but couldn't find anyone. As Sweden swarmed, pressing and bossing the midfield, the Americans looked rattled and gave the ball away too cheaply. The hopelessness and confusion wasn't in spurts, as is wont to happen for even the best teams sometimes, rather, it endured for the full 90 minutes and the U.S. never looked close to waging a comeback. There was no reason for the U.S. to lose as badly as it did Wednesday, but plenty of credit belongs to Sweden, a team that over the years has become the tactical thorn in the U.S. side. After all, the only Olympics the U.S. crashed out of were in 2016 when Sweden, playing a disciplined, ultra-defensive bunker, knocked the Americans out in the quarter-finals. This Sweden was not a bunker and counter team, however. Sweden's first goal, in the 25th minute, went seemingly just as planned. The U.S. got stuck in the midfield with nowhere to go and lost possession, springing Sweden in the other direction. When the U.S. dominates games, it likes to use every inch of the field, spraying the ball around and using the wide spaces to its advantage, and Sweden certainly recognized that, closing passing lines and choking those spaces. 32 Is the U.S. loss to Sweden a sign of things to come? Ali Krieger breaks down the U.S. 3-0 loss to Sweden and its potential impact moving forward at the Olympics. In other words, the U.S. looked flummoxed and unprepared for what it faced Wednesday. That put the Americans in trouble immediately because their confidence is perhaps their deadliest weapon, the mentality that no matter the score, they always believe they can win and find a way to outwork the other team. We were a little tight, a little nervous, doing dumb stuff like not passing the ball, Rapinoe said. After 44 games unbeaten, the U.S. might have needed a reminder of the pain of losing. We've had a long string of wins, and we haven't had a lot of games where we've had to come back or anything like that, forward Christen Press said. After all, Hertz is known as a midfield enforcer who flies in challenges and wins balls. But crucially, Hertz is coming off an injury and hasn't played competitive soccer since May, and some rust was evident, making her an unlikely solution in a game as difficult as this. The good news, at least, is that New Zealand, the U.S. next opponent in Group G, is not at Sweden's level. It's also hard to imagine the U.S. can play any worse, so its Olympic campaign can only improve from here.